Al, we played a video game this past week.
Yep.
And also, we're going to look forward to the future of the rest of the year in video games because we're basically at the halfway mark of the year when this episode is going to come out. Give or take a couple of days, but, it's close enough.
Aren't we at the halfway point?
I don't know how math works.
I thought like solstice was like today.
It is today, as we're recording this, yes, the longest day of the year.
That's the half.
Is it?
I thought it was. Anyway, it's close enough.
Yeah. Either way, we're about to the halfway part of the year, or we're already there. So we'll take a look at the back half of the year in terms of video games and other stuff to see what's coming out and anything worth noting to talk about and all that fun stuff. But before we get into all that, hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. It's a podcast where we have conversations about video games, anime, and manga. Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladium.
Hello.
This is episode number, I almost forgot already, 287. There we go. Had to look again before we started.
Oh, no.
And yeah, we're going to talk about some video games. But before we get into all those, real quickly, we're going to talk about how we played through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, we did.
Because in all, it's a beat 'em up game.
Yep.
So it's not, we don't have like a whole lot that we can like super dive into, but like, hey, it's a real good one of those.
It really is. And like the art is charming. It's got the intro that you would really want from Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the original voice actors back, which is pretty dang cool.
Yeah, it's the Wikipedia says it is inspired by the animated series from the late 80s and also very much, pulls from those Konami beat 'em up games from the 80s and 90s as well. So it's kind of like a big mishmash of nostalgia for, older Turtles fans specifically.
It's a giant love letter to the 80s, 90s Turtles. Like Turtles in Time was a important game for me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So like going back and playing it, and I think, and I don't think that I'm wrong here, but I think that I'm a bigger Ninja Turtle fan than you.
Yeah, probably.
And we have my brother to thank for that, or blame for that, whatever your perspective is.
Mm-hmm.
I was really big into the cartoon. I was really big into like I had some figurines that I shared with my brother, or action figures, I think would be the way to describe them.
Please get the terminology right.
Sorry. I played all those video games. I loved those movies when I was a kid. Like I was a big fan. So I was hyped when this was announced. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna play some turtle beat 'em up, but like I don't want to play it by myself. That's not fun. So then I was like, what if I recruit my best pal, Jared, to play Turtles with me?
Hello, it is me.
His best pal, Jared. I recruited him to play Turtles with me.
Yes.
So like the whole time I was just real jazzed about getting to play it, and had some throwbacks to the series, and the story is basically non-existent. And it's just go beat up the baddies.
Yeah, essentially.
Shredder becomes Super Shredder on point. Spoiler alert.
Mm-hmm.
But like the sprite work is beautiful.
It's a really nice looking game for sure.
It is a very nice looking game. It plays nice.
Yeah, it plays really well. Like there's a lot of stuff you can do in it in terms of like the combat and everything. Like, it's not just like punching and jump punching and that's it. Like there's a lot of like, you can do slide maneuvers, you can do double jumps into moves and all that sort of stuff. Like there's multiple special moves depending on how you're doing them.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought all that stuff was really cool and really well implemented into the game. It is also neat that you can do 6-player local co-op or online co-op as well. Like it's the X-Men arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really neat that they're able to kind of fit all that in there. It has like all the kind of things you'd want from a beat 'em up game in terms of like gameplay modes, or has like, the story mode, like you said, where it's like you go through each level and, you do the stuff, you find collectibles, all that sort of stuff. There's the arcade modes that gives you that classic experience if you want to play like that, where you have like, limited lives, you got to beat it in one sitting, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it like has online and local co-op. So if you play it with your friends abroad or on the same couch, all that sort of stuff, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And Also, just as a side note, because I thought it was entertaining enough that I took a picture of it, um, there are difficulty levels,
Yes.
and the difficulty names are chill, okay, and gnarly.
Very good.
And between this and us watching Bill and Ted recently, I was like, wow, a lot of my like verbiage definitely is inspired by like these kinds of things because I definitely just talk like that.
Definitely.
And he's like, well, all right then. That's who I am as a person. I accept that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Uh,
you got to learn my favorite turtle.
it's true.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to say we could talk about a little bit of the development of this game real quick.
Yeah,
But
let's do it.
let's see here. This game was developed by Montreal-based Tribute Games. The team had experience working on brawler games at Ubisoft on Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and TMNT, which was a GBA Turtles game back in 2007. Nickelodeon first approached .emu following the release of Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap on the possibility of developing an adaptation of one of its franchises. After knowing that Tribute Games had been pitching to Nickelodeon for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game since 2010, the two companies decided to work together after meeting each other at the Game Developers Conference. The game was inspired by the animated series 1987 and the arcade games in the 1990s such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. While the game paid homage to older TMNT games, the team wanted to modernize the series by introducing various quality of life enhancements, online multiplayer, and locations that have not been seen in a 2D Turtles game. Like you mentioned, the game features voice acting with the original cast of the 87 series, Cam Clark, Barry Gordon, Rob Paulson, and Townsend Coleman reprising their roles. The soundtrack was composed by T. Lopes, who is known for his work on other retro-style games such as Sonic Mania and Streets of Rage 4. YouTube guitarist Johnny Atman provided the guitar recordings for most of the soundtrack and vocals for the song Panic in the Sky. Singer Mike Patton of Faith No More fame was invited to perform the theme song for the game. American rapper Mega Ran contributed vocals to the track It's Pizza Party, and while Ghostface Killer and Raekwon of the hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan were featured in the track We Ain't Came to Lose.
What a soundtrack. Holy moly. I just can't get over that is a whole thing that exists.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty, and like a lot of that soundtrack goes hard. Like it's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like I would buy that. I would spend money on that soundtrack, whether it's vinyl or just digital. I would buy that soundtrack, period.
Definitely.
Also, it's interesting that they had experience with Scott Pilgrim because literally when we were playing this, I was like, "Is this better than Scott Pilgrim?" And you said yes, and
It was like we're both like instantly, yeah,
it's much better. This was just a fun game to play. I enjoyed playing it with you. It was good.
Yeah,
you're better at it than I am, but that's fine.
I mean, there were levels where you were better than me, so I think we were even with each other.
Even Stevens.
Yeah, I do like how you could get a version of this game that came with a coupon for Pizza Hut.
I have that pre-ordered,
which is pretty funny.
It's just not out yet.
Yeah.
I also find it funny, just in the game. If somebody's knocked out, the way that you bring them back is just you hover like a piece of pizza in their face. I'm like, yeah, that would probably get me back too. Very good.
Same.
Very, very good. Yeah, I do have the like personal pan pizza version of it pre-ordered. It's just
heck yeah.
Not actually released, but eventually I will get that. And then I'll be like, look at my personal pan pizza. Woo! Like I used to do as a kid.
They should all give you a demo disc as well.
They should. Final Fantasy VIII.
And a book it ribbon.
Yeah, the book it ribbon. Oh man.
But yeah, that's TMNT Shadow's Revenge is fun. It's not a full price game, so if you're like worried about that, I mean, it's a beat 'em up, so you're not gonna like get hours upon hours of gameplay out of it. But it's a fun thing to play with some friends if you have the time and want to dive into some retro beat 'em up stylings.
Oh, and side note, April O'Neil is playable.
Yes.
And she beats the crap out of people with a microphone.
Yes.
Good for her. Big deal.
It's also this game's also on Game Pass as well, so if you have that, that's another way you could tackle this video game. So there you go. Good game. Let's dive into the rest of the year and see how many other good games are coming out.
All right.
We're going to begin with the week that we are currently recording because these games are technically not out yet, but will be out later in the week.
Okay.
And will be out by the time you're hearing this, so that's that. On the 23rd, actually, we start with the 21st because that is today.
Today.
Fall Guys is out on other consoles that are not Sony. Which is weird to think that the game was not out on other consoles, but it had not come out on other consoles yet.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. I think it's also like free to play as well now, so they changed that too. Shadowrun Trilogy is out on the PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox, and Xbox Series X, and Wreckfest is on the Switch, which I'm assuming that's a weird version to play of that game. I bet that game runs real funky on the Switch.
Probably.
The 23rd, which is Thursday, sees Blade Runner Enhanced Edition coming to PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, which is a enhanced version of like the 90s point-and-click adventure Blade Runner game.
Isn't that just Snatcher?
I mean, yes.
Sorry, I had to make the joke.
You're not wrong.
I had to make the joke. I saw it and I had to take it.
Also, Sonic Origins comes out the same day for basically everything, which is the like re-release of Sonic 1 through 3 in CD, I think.
Doesn't it have like stupid stuff with it? Like you have to pay a certain. I don't remember. I remember there was something stupid in terms of like DLC or.
That that's probably true.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy.
I think the music in 3 is not technically correct because there's licensing issues with that.
Oh boy.
And also I think I saw a review that was like, I don't know about these.
Oh god.
But I haven't seen like full reviews out there regardless. Yeah. But yeah, on the 24th, which is Friday, the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative.
Yes.
For PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
So excited.
We're both very excited for.
Very excited.
The Capcom Fighting Collection for everything comes out, which that's the one that has like all the Darkstalkers games. It has Pocket Fighter. It has a version of Street Fighter 2 on it. And some other stuff, but just some good games in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes for the Switch, the Fire Emblem Warriors sequel that we will not play because we were sad.
I'm so sad that there's not a Muso that's not related to Three Houses.
Same.
God. And even like Fire Emblem Warriors itself was good.
Yes.
But I didn't like Three Houses at all. So I'm like, well, I don't want to play through this game because I don't like any of these guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Ugh.
And then supposedly sometime at the end of this month, Lego Brawls is going to come out, but I don't know if that's actually true or not. That's a mobile game, so who knows when it's going to come out.
Yeah. What about Monster Hunter?
Oh, yeah, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the Monster Hunter Rise expansion for coming out on PC and Switch on the 30th. That is also a thing. Now we hit July. Starting off with the first with F1 22 for everything. The latest Formula One game. And the first one, I think, published by EA after they acquired Codemasters. On the 8th, those Klonoa remasters come out.
Oh, right.
That is the thing. That's coming out to everything. July 14th sees Power Wash Simulator come to the Xbox brand.
All right.
People really like that game.
I mean, I bet they do. There's like an entire like power washing like subreddit that people just sit there and watch people power wash. Like, sure, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. July 19th, Stray hits PS4, PS5, and PC, the Kitty Cat game.
Kitty Cat game.
Everyone's very excited for that. July 21st, we see Nobunaga's Ambition Rebirth. In Japan only, sorry.
No.
You don't get this one yet.
No. Not that I played anyway.
A new River City game comes out in River City Saga 3 Kingdoms. Because those are always going to be coming out. The 22nd of July sees Live Alive on the Switch. Still pretty excited to see that come out.
Yeah, that's crazy that that's actually coming out.
Yeah. Real interesting. On the 28th of July, Anonymous Code comes out on the Switch and PS4 in Japan.
That's the new like same studio that does the science adventure stuff, right?
Yes.
That's exciting. I figured by the way that the things are structured there that was the same group, but
Yeah.
um, just had to double check.
Very good to double check. True. The 29th of July sees Digimon Survive for the PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, and that's it. Nothing else coming out on the 29th.
Do you want to fight me?
I do. Yes, you're right.
I will fight
also,
you.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3
Three.
for the Switch coming out on the 29th as well. They're doing a direct about that this week, right? Like tomorrow or something?
What?
I want to say that's a thing. Hang on, I will double check real quick.
Don't get my hopes up.
The next Nintendo Direct will focus on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for Switch. Because I think there's a rumor that like they're doing this little one for Xenoblade, and then there's a possibility of another one later this month.
Well, hopefully they say something about that collector's edition, because that was a fest.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that is tomorrow by the time we're recording this. The 22nd out at 10 a.m. Eastern. It'll feature roughly 20 minutes of information about the upcoming RPG adventure.
I'm supposed to have a meeting tomorrow, but I don't think that it really matters because I quit my job. So maybe I just sit there and watch Xenoblade.
Yeah. We move to August now. August is a thing. August 9th sees 2 Point Campus out on everything, the next 2 Point game after 2 Point Hospital, which is like the spiritual successors to like Sim Hospital and like those kinds of games.
Oh, Nahone. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I see.
August 12th sees Marvel Spider-Man Remastered for the PC. I saw I was like, March. August 16th sees Roller Drome, which was that weird Jet Set Radio with guns game that we saw recently.
Right.
That's on PC, PS4, PS5. August 19th sees the return of Madden, which means the video games are coming out.
Yep.
That's going to be out on all the things you expected on. The nice thing about this version of Madden is they are putting Madden on the cover after he passed away this year.
Oh, that's good.
So that's nice of them to do.
That's nice.
August 23rd sees the Saints Row reboot for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
I mean, you can't make a real in that, so...
I tried my best.
You tried your best. You just made somebody who listens to Aerosmith.
Yeah, which I think, I mean, that's still kind of
it's
that.
It's still kind of that, yeah. But you weren't quite able to push it over the edge that you wanted to. So maybe they'll edit it. I could not
push it to the limit.
There you go. Push it to the limit.
I hope we get to hear what the soundtrack of that game is soon.
Yo.
Because the Saints Row game always have good soundtracks.
Right.
So, curious to see what that'll be. On August 25th, Earth Defense Force 6 comes out in Japan on the PlayStations.
Oh, man.
If you want some bugs.
I used to love playing EDF.
I bet you did.
Yeah, you would probably never play EDF with me.
No, thank you.
That would be like a Shark Defense Force game.
Yeah.
Like with me. Nope. Absolutely
no,
not.
thank you.
Nope.
August 26th sees Soul Hackers 2 come out for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Did you ever think that would happen?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
August 30th sees the Destroy All Humans 2 remaster for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. F1 Manager 22 for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox as well.
Who's asking for Destroy All Humans to be remastered?
THQ.
Okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah. We move into September.
Okay, this is where I might have an Otome show up. So
probably.
Let me see if it's on there. Nope, it is not. Of course not. Well, why would it be on there?
This says September 1st, The Lord of the Rings Gollum is coming out. But I feel like, again, that's the thing that was like, I will believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
September 2nd, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R comes to PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox.
JoJo!
People are not happy with that because it is not going to have rollback netcode. So basically the same netcode it had for the PS3 version, which was not good.
Oh, no. Well, that's not fun.
No.
That
Last of Us Part 1 remake is also coming out that day as well for PS5.
Sure. Why not?
Sure, why not as well? September 6th sees Temtem come to PC, Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X. That's the Pokemon MMO. So I think it was out on like Stadia or something weird. September 9th sees Splatoon 3 for the Switch.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, that's because they switched the Xenoblade and Splatoon release dates.
Correct.
Essentially.
Yee.
September 13th sees Freedom Planet 2 for PC and consoles.
Consoles. Nice.
Consoles.
Good job.
And then Warhammer 40k Dark Tide.
Okay.
You want some more Warhammer? Warhammer go brrr.
I have something on the 22nd, but I don't know if there's anything between that you want to talk about.
No, you can go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. No one's gonna care, but September 22nd of this year. Hello, Maxwell. You care, don't you, buddy? The Pio Fiore episode 1926.
The fan disc.
Yes. That is coming out. That is the one that you may or may not remember. Includes the banging for the body of Christ.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure do.
This is the sequel to that. I'm real excited about it.
That sounds like it's going to be a wild time.
It's going to be awesome. So, that's coming out. I'm real happy about that.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Oh no, there's a game coming out real soon after it, so I'm gonna have to hurry up and play it.
Yep. September 27th. I mean, at least you've played this game before, so it's not like you have to hurry.
No, you're right.
You're true. September 27th, The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero comes to the PC, Switch, and PS4.
Ooh.
The first of the Crossbell games.
I'm so excited, and I really, really want to see how they adapt. Like, I'm hoping that they adapted most of the way that Geofront did it.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't get those people to come on board if you weren't just going to be like, hey, let's use your stuff.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. But there's really, really good like quality of life stuff they did. There's some really great localization in there. Trails of Zero is very good. It is a very, very good game. So I'm glad that we're getting the Crossbell arc, because I know that a lot of people are real mad about this, like big mad. Who surprised people on the internet? Big mad, what? But I think that going forward, it's going to help everybody to have the Crossbell arc finally. Like, I kind of want to like play Crossbell again, because I've played both of the Crossbell games. So I kind of want to go back and play 3 and 4 now after having played them. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't have time to do that. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I'm excited about this one. And I know that I had a hard time playing it on PC. And I know that you had a hard time playing it on PC. So being able to play it on console is going to be quite nice.
More comfy.
More comfy, yeah. I have a nice couch instead of my shitty office chair.
Oh, man. Tunic also comes out that day on the PlayStation consoles, if you want to get Zelda Like a Fox on your PlayStation.
I played it and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think it's more because it's more like it is. There's people who compare that more to like a Souls game and like Fez than a Zelda game.
I like Fez. I don't like Souls.
Yeah, there's a lot of like puzzle stuff in that game that a lot of people were like comparing to Fez.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see that. I just didn't like the game. That's
fair. And then sometime in September, Grounded comes out of early access for you to shoot your bugs.
Pew pew.
Big bug.
What?
October we head into where they're going to put out a Chaos Head, Chaos Child double pack on the Switch.
I have that pre-ordered. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Marvel's Midnight Suns also comes out on the 7th of October for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
What is that?
That's the XCOM Marvel game.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it has like more spooky Marvel characters like Blade and Ghost Rider in it.
And me, I'm the spooky Marvel character.
Yeah, that's true. The 11th sees Forspoken come to PC and PS5. That's a Square game made by, or from the development team, some maybe potentially that made Final Fantasy 15.
Oh boy.
Whoever's left there that may have touched that game, I don't know.
I don't even remember what this game is.
I don't remember either. They've
Click on
definitely
this
shown
little-
it off.
Oh,
but
I
like,
remember this. I remember this. I remember this.
yeah,
I see. I see. Well, we'll see.
yeah, for sure. The 21st sees Persona 5 Royal come to PC, Xbox, and PS5.
But
It's part of that deal, and also Scorn come to PC and Xbox Series X if you want just grossness,
I do not want grossness
or
Persona 5.
too bad. October 25th sees Gotham Knights hit PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Remember, Batman's dead.
Oh, right. Batman's dead. Now we got the
Batman's dead.
Bat kids, Bat family.
High on Life also comes out on the 25th for PC and Xbox.
I don't like the word squanch.
Well, what if it was named Pickle Rick Games?
Mm,
You got your choice. Those are your only options.
I don't like either of them.
Well, too bad.
Is that what that is? Is that the same guy developer?
Yeah. That's the Rick and
Okay.
Morty dude.
That one looked very strange.
October 28th, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 comes out on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Once again, not to be confused with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I don't know why they're doing this to themselves and to all of us. Just
Because you know why.
another name, guys. Not that hard.
Well, they changed it. There's it's Roman numerals this time, not a number 2.
Oh.
Very different.
Oh my god! Like I said, this is just Modern Warfare II.
True.
We'll call it that for now on.
Yeah. November 4th seems Humankind comes to PlayStation and Xbox. It's a 4X game, like Civ and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
November 18th sees Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Sometime in November, Pentiment, the Obsidian game, is supposed to come out as well. And in December, the Callisto Protocol comes to PC, PlayStation, Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that seems about it.
The back half of the year is kind of hurting.
Well, it's also the wiki page, so usually it feels like they always kind of like
Yeah.
are a little late on pushing all that stuff together. Let's see some unscheduled releases, see if there's anything in here that's like that we know is coming out sometime this year or whatnot.
I also have 2 more Atome that are coming out this year that are not. They don't have a date.
Okay, do you want to talk about those real quick?
It's let's see, Lover Pretend. I don't know what this one is about, but the art's really, really pretty. Let's
It's where
see.
you pretend to be in the band Loverboy.
Is it? I would play the out of that game. A college student with dreams: 1, to become a scriptwriter like her late mother, and 2, to find her father, whom she's never met. She has no romantic experience whatsoever. Of course, she has no romantic experience. She's trying to write love stories.
I hope one of the options is not her dad.
Oh God, oh no. So she lands a job as an assistant for a film. And then she's cast as the female love interest in the film.
Oh no.
Will she be able to find her father and pretend to be in love despite not knowing anything about love herself?
No.
Wow. It's just counting her out already. It's kind of rude. And then the other is Paradigm Paradox. 500 years in the future. The world is inhabitable. That's not even 500 years in the future, my dudes. Remaining humans live in colonies, artificial environment surrounded by looming walls and a simulated sky. You'll run into a deadly monster if you're out past curfew. So then you have an average Atome gal. It literally says she's as average as they come. Yep.
Well, there you go.
And there's a bunch of gals that also save her, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, fight monsters, win love, 8 different characters. You can choose whether you're going to be a hero or a villain. Villain. And that's all I got in terms of Atome.
There you go. So these are some of the other scheduled releases. This also says they're putting out 2 Amnesia games later this year.
What the heck?
So there's more Atome games for you, which I know not for you because you didn't like the original one, but
Nope.
for other folks that are out there. I don't think the Avatar game's hitting this year.
No.
Axiom Verge 2 is still unknown, so maybe. Bayonetta 3, probably not this year.
Definitely not this year.
Unfortunately. What about Braid Anniversary Edition? When's Snoop or Soldier Boy going to be able to play his favorite game?
Somebody help this man.
Soldier Boy, tell him.
Oh my god.
Something that is coming out later this year that was
Mhm.
announced last week.
Hmm.
Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
I'm so excited. Is this going to be the opportunity that I get to have you play Crisis Core, or is this going to be a situation where like I'll play Crisis Core and share play, and you watch Crisis Core? What's going to happen?
I don't know. We'll figure that out when it's closer to release, because that's like out what I think they said winter, but probably like November, December.
That would be my guess. But either way, I'm going to have you experience Crisis Core.
Yep.
Because it's a very good game. I'm very sad that they replaced Rick Gomez, but I understand why they had to do it.
Because they're trying to like unify it more with like the remake stuff, obviously, in terms of like voice acting and also just like the models that they're using
Yeah.
for this remaster.
Well, and also because they made it fully voiced and the original
Mhm.
wasn't fully voiced, so it would have been weird to have like some lines by Rick Gomez and then having to like either find somebody who's a sound alike or
Right,
like have
right.
the new guy do some lines. Like it makes more sense to just have the new guy do everything, which
Yeah.
that's totally fair. I get it. I'm still salty about it, but I get it. Um but I am so excited because I love this game.
Everyone will have to deal with the one, the only Gact.
Gacked. Yeah, that was that weird gacked period of Final Fantasy.
Yep.
I don't know what that was about, but it happened.
For true. This is coming to PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. It's not technically a remake, but they are doing work to it to make it look better than a PSP game would, obviously. And like you said, they're kind of changing the voice actors up, doing full voice acting and everything to basically make this more of a modern game than if they just dropped it as a PSP game or something like that.
It looks good. I mean, what they
Yeah.
showed looks good. But I mean,
Yeah.
like Square is really good at making things that look good. So
That is true. Not wrong.
you can't fault them for that ever.
No. But it's cool that they're putting this out.
I'm so excited because I was afraid it was just gonna die forever on the PSP, and like the only thing we were gonna get of Crisis Core was on that like Final Fantasy VII compilation type thing that they're making. That's what I was worried.
Ever Crisis, yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was worried, but now I'm like, okay, Crisis Core is not forever doomed to be on the PSP and only the PSP.
But with how they're doing, or what they're doing with Remake specifically, like it makes sense for them to bring this back because it definitely seems like, hey, you're going to want to play this to really fully get the story that we're kind of trying to tell here.
You kind of need to know what happened with Zach, kind
Yeah.
of, maybe, or at least know who Zach is
Yeah.
to an extent. And Zach is the best boy, and if you play Crisis Core, you cannot help but fall in love with him. So, everybody prepare your hearts for that, and then you're gonna get sad. But then I don't know what's happening with remake and rebirth.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. But anyway, Zach Fair is beautiful, heart and everything else. He does a lot of squats. Crisis Core is great. We're gonna play it. The end.
There you go.
Awkward drinking of water. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be like a November game. Or October, November, somewhere around there. That's usually when those games come out.
Who's the person star in this one?
Let me click here and see. Who is the person starring in this?
I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
don't see it either. Maybe it says if we look at the
maybe they haven't announced it yet, but they
I
had
feel
to.
like they
right?
probably did. Yeah. Because usually like, they show up in like the post-credit scene or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
where they like preview it or whatever. The only person they have here tied to it is a lady named Jessie Buckley. She's an Irish actress and singer.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. That's fine.
Apparently, it follows a 5-person crew of documentary filmmakers who tour a replica of H.H. Holmes' murder castle.
So it's Ghost Adventures.
Yes.
Okay, we need a Dark Pictures anthology with Zach Bagels.
Oh man.
He's gonna write poetry
He's gonna
and
bang a ghost.
he's gonna bang a ghost. He's gonna be dark and edgy and wear his like very large pants. That's what we need.
Oh boy.
Anyway, moving on.
The Dio Field Chronicle, which is another Square tactical RPG, supposed to come out this year for PC, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox. I feel like they showed at some point at like a Nintendo thing, but I don't remember for sure.
I don't either.
D&F Duel is a fighting game coming out sometime this summer or fall. Dragon Ball The Breakers, which I think is like what, like Dead by Daylight Dragon Ball or something funky like that, for
I don't
PC,
know.
Switch, PlayStation, Xbox.
Why does that exist?
Cause it sounds cool.
Okay. It exists
that's-
for you.
That's right.
It
That's right.
exists for you, my friend.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, they said is going into like a beta sometime later this year on that Final Fantasy VII presentation they announced. Sure, I don't know how you put that game in beta, but okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The first sentence in this Ever Crisis is a mobile game with loot boxes?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh my god. What
What,
the
you think
heck?
they weren't going to put loot boxes in that? It's probably going to give you stuff like, here's alternate costumes or stuff like that.
Oh, okay, well then I can ignore it then.
Presumably. I think they just showed that in like that trailer or something, that there was like costume stuff.
Yeah, the title will be free to play. It will offer loot boxes to offer random selections of weapons and costumes.
Yeah, so.
We'll see. I mean, I'll probably play it because there's Zach in it.
So everything's in it.
I know everything's in it.
Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh my god, am I gonna cry?
Advent Children.
Am I gonna cry again?
Yes.
Dirge of Cerberus is like one of the worst games I've ever played. Terrible.
There's a Ghostbusters game coming out this year sometime, apparently.
What?
Yeah, that's what this says for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Huh.
Ghost Simulator 3. We talked about that like a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
God of War Ragnarok is technically, I think, still coming out this year, but I feel like there have been reports that like, yeah, that's definitely getting pushed to the next year.
Yeah.
Goodbye Volcano High is on here, but we have not heard like anything about that game since I think it got announced. So
Yeah, pretty much.
Gundam Evolution is like Overwatch Gundam. That's supposed to come out this year. I have the beta for that.
Do you?
Which starts last Thursday, if you're just now listening to this. So I will have played that game by the time you hear this.
Cool. I hope you enjoy it.
It is. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
That Hogwarts game maybe coming out this year. No, thank you.
Nope. Big pass.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Let's see, anything else interesting on here? Mario and Rabbids, maybe?
God, I really want that to come out.
I feel like that's a 2023 game with how little they've talked about that. Unless there's a direct soon that they're like, hey, by the way, it's coming out later this year.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't mentioned anything about it, and it's sad because I really want this game.
Yeah.
Heck. Yeah, I'm thinking 2023.
Multiverses is the WB Smash Brothers game. Or if you want to see how Shaggy would do against LeBron James.
Excuse me?
Yeah. You know, the crazy roster in this game, such as Finn and Jake from Adventure Time.
Excuse me?
Batman, Harley Quinn, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Arya from Game of Thrones.
Excuse me?
The Iron Giant.
What is happening?
Bugs and Taz. Shaggy and Velma.
Did they just barf up a bunch of characters and like, yeah, that sounds
It's all
right.
Warner Brothers stuff.
This is a choice that happened.
Yeah. And then I think like they're gonna put DLC out that's gonna put like LeBron James from Space Jam in it, Gandalf, Rick from Rick and Morty.
Oh my god.
just a bunch of random stuff. But yeah, it's a WB Smash Brothers game.
How did we get to this timeline?
A good question.
Okay.
Untitled Need for Speed game. Sure.
Sure.
No More Heroes 3 coming out on everything but the Switch because it's already out on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Ooblets maybe coming out sometime in Q2, Q3 for PC, Switch, and Xbox. The little cute life sim game. You create little animals and stuff. What else we got here? What else we got here? What else we got here? What else we got here?
I feel like a lot of this is not anywhere close to coming out.
Yeah, most likely. I forgot they're putting Portal out on Switch.
I also forgot.
But apparently that is a thing.
That is a thing.
Sure is. River City's Girl 2 and River City's Girl 0. Maybe, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Frontiers?
Which one's that?
That's the new Sonic game.
Oh, okay.
Breath of the Sonic.
I'll watch Corona play it.
Yeah, most likely. The TMNT Cowabunga collection.
I have that pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
I don't say that word on the regular, at least.
Why not?
I mean, I probably could. I could probably work that into my vocabulary, but it's not a word that I say on the regular like the rest of the words that I say that I'm like, oh yes, these are definitely from pop culture, things that I enjoyed in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah. And then there's some video game films and TV shows coming out later in the rest of this year, like the Resident Evil Netflix series.
I forgot about that.
Yep. There's a cyberpunk anime on Netflix. Why? Don't know. There's a Dragon Age Netflix series. There's a Sonic Netflix series. There's a Tekken Netflix series.
Oh my god.
And then also there's a Borderlands film coming.
What?
Because, yeah, that's exactly what we need. I'm going to click over to 2023 real quick.
Okay.
Because there's very much a specific game we have to talk about, and that is, of course, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay.
Because they unveiled that last week with not just saying, hey, we're making this, but also like, hey, we're going to give you a trailer, and also we're going to put it out next year.
I've not watched the trailer yet, by the way.
You have not watched the trailer. You should watch that trailer right now.
Right now?
Yeah, let's watch that trailer right now.
Okay. Do you want me to watch it on my computer?
I'm going to find you a trailer for this because we need to watch.
fine.
You have to watch this trailer, obviously, because there
Okay.
are some interesting things in this trailer we got to talk about.
I'm sorry that we're gonna have to like edit out me watching this trailer. Are you
No.
sending it on phone, chat?
I'll send it on chat.
Chat. Okay. Well, I know what that was just now. Why are
Just
you
guys being guys.
Why are they just hanging out? What is happening here?
Just hanging out.
What is this end game?
What is Sephiroth's end game? Just hanging out.
He's just chilling with Cloud. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Next winter.
Okay, that's that trailer.
Okay. So what are we talking about?
So obviously, you know,
We've
they
had-
are very much hinting at, hey, we're gonna with the timeline.
which we suspected because of
Yes.
the way that they ended remake.
Yeah.
And we even had conversations when we did that recording of like, what are they gonna do? Are they still gonna like go the route that they were going, or is she still gonna die? Blah 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 blah. And the fact that Zach is back in general, like, there's some timeline happening here.
Yeah. But definitely with the way they're calling this Rebirth, that it obviously hints at like they're doing that, but like, and the fact that they're like, hey, there's going to be a third game in the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess that like that third game, there's going to be like some subtitle that'll hint at like you have to come back to the original timeline or something. Like they're going to like resume, re-something. that'll make like, oh, you have to come back to the original timeline because everything's messed up. Oh God.
You think so?
I feel like that would make the most sense. Because I don't think you do this whole thing and then like go off in just a completely different direction altogether. I think this is going to show like, hey, you can do different things with the story, but at the end of the day, you have to come back to the original ending. Because they're clearly hinting at like, oh, Cloud's seeing visions of like what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And they're not happening. So like, what's going on and everything.
Right.
And the opening line in that trailer is literally talking about like, oh, you can't redo the past. You got to look to the future.
Right.
So I feel like at some point we're going to remerge into the timelines.
Okay, so I have a weird issue with this trailer. Why is so much of it just Sephiroth following Cloud around?
Probably because this game's still in development.
They're just like, here you go, here's Sephiroth, just following him like a bro. It's like, what?
It's their way of showing, hey, there's gameplay. Wink.
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 I'm like, okay. This doesn't seem relevant other than the fact that you're showing that things are different.
Yeah, I think that's basically it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Obviously there's the whole situation with Zack being there, but that's the original timeline.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, maybe. Wait a minute, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's all bloodied.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because they show that scene at the end of Rebirth where he's supposed to like die, right?
He's supposed to die,
but he doesn't there.
A remake, he's supposed to.
Yeah, remake. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, he's supposed to die at the last stand.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't, and then he goes to Midgar. But he doesn't have Cloud at that point. And he does have Cloud in this situation.
Unless that's like a scene from before that they're just inserting here to show that Cloud knows some things or is seeing things that
Zack
happened.
Wouldn't have been able to. I mean, Zack died there. Like, he died. And so he wouldn't have even been able to pick up Cloud. Like, Cloud comes out of a like comatose state and finds Zack like dead, basically. And Zack has this really emotional scene with him. And then Cloud goes off to Midgar. So then, like, I don't know. Like, timeline is always timeline. I'm like, well, then if he's still alive, I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Who knows what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're showing scenes of like Aerith's original death.
Right.
They're showing flashes that they're hinting at. I mean, they're not even hinting at it. They're just talking about it straight up where they're saying like, I died. I also find it interesting that most of the voiceovers, if not all the voiceovers, are Cloud, Aerith, and Zack.
Right.
That's it. Like, huh. Because
I mean, maybe it's a thing that like they already had all of them in the booth to do Crisis Core.
It is possibly that, but also my thought...
They probably just were able to get them to do lines for this trailer, and that's it. Because they probably haven't done like actual VO work for this game yet.
No, you're probably right. But what I was thinking is that ultimately those are the three that actually would have their lives changed, the trajectory of their lives changed by a timeline shift.
Right.
The rest of them, like, things would mostly stay the same-ish. But, like, I don't know, two of them who are supposed to die not dying is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's a lot of related trauma that Cloud deals with both of those deaths that doesn't actually happen when they don't die. So what does that ultimately mean? Also, I find it really interesting that they're just like, what? Sephiroth's in-game? It's like, what?
Turning into a Final Fantasy end boss.
Like, well, what is happening here? Like, what do you mean? What's his in game? Does he have different motivations now? What are his motivations? Like,
I mean, I guess like he's a weirdo in in remake in a way that, like, he really, I mean, he kind of isn't in the actual game.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously more of him in remake than there is in the actual game up to the where you are in that point.
Which
so
I still have issues with.
So I guess they're just like thinking like, what weird stuff is this guy gonna do now?
What kind of wacky shenanigans is Sephiroth going to get into if he's not murdering your characters?
He's not murdering or throwing materia at you. What's this guy doing?
Oh, this wacky fella.
He's just hanging out.
God.
New party member, Sephiroth.
Just wanting to hang. It makes it look like Sephiroth's like the little brother trying to follow Cloud. Like, I want to hang out with my brother. I want to do this.
We're just palling around.
Doing. Like, what? What is his end game?
Al, what is your end game?
Man, I don't even know either. Just to have a good time.
There you go.
That's his probably end game too. He just wants to have a good time.
It's all what we're all hoping for.
As always, I'm glad to see more Zach. You are very much aware of how much I love Zach.
I mean, you just talked about it, so yeah.
I'm literally looking at a rubber keychain of Zach that I have, like, right this second, looking at it.
Yeah, but what if you spent like $500 on a Roche figure? And it comes with his motorcycle.
All right, I'm gonna be real with you. If I had like no worries about money whatsoever, I would buy that just because it's funny.
Yeah.
I would 100% buy that just because it's funny. If money were not a problem for me.
Absolutely.
Money is absolutely a problem for me, and I have to think about it. But if it
Where
weren't,
was he in the trailer? I want to know what's up with him.
Where is our motorcycle weirdo? We need to know what his end game is.
Yeah, exactly.
We need him to follow Cloud with the motorcycle, obviously.
he's just riding at like 1 mile an hour behind him, like.
Cloud's just walking around. New party member, get.
Now that's a party member I would like.
Yeah. Oh man, that guy, that wacky guy. Yeah, I would totally buy that if I had like tons of money. And then I would just walk into my house every day and laugh at it and be like, "Yep, I sure did buy that. It's wonderful. No regrets."
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah, no regrets. No regrets.
No regrets.
Oh man. Well, now I've watched that trailer, so I have information to try and absorb, I guess.
There you go. You have learned.
I have learned. I mean, what was the big thing you wanted me to talk about? Was it the fact that she died line?
Yeah, that, and also just like how like they're very clearly showing, hey, we're doing some timeline shenanigans, most certainly.
Yeah, it's very, very obvious now.
Yeah. I do believe Nomura, or one of the big heads about that, said they're already working on the final game as well.
It makes sense to do them simultaneously.
Yeah.
Because, like, the higher ups are like, just get this thing out, please.
We don't want this to be a Kingdom Hearts situation where you're waiting, or Final Fantasy 15 situation where we're waiting a decade for this to come out. Like,
yeah.
Come on. You got the assets done already. You just got to make some new areas and stuff like that. Get going.
How do you think like the hardcore Final Fantasy 7 fanboys are going to react?
I don't know. Like, I don't really remember how they reacted to Remake in particular. So,
I mean, a lot of people were stoked about it until the end,
right?
And then a lot of people are also stoked about that. But there was kind of a mix of like, what is happening?
I think you're never going to be able to please everyone.
You're not, and I mean, like, you could probably do a 1-for-1 and you wouldn't please everybody, but
I think there'll be some that'll be like, yeah, cool, this is a new interpretation of a game I really enjoy, and there'll be some that'll be like, man, I hate this new interpretation of a game I really enjoy. So
yeah,
It's going to be one or the other. I mean, I know you and I were both kind of real hesitant about it before we played it, and then we came out of it like, sure, we're interested to see where this goes.
Yeah, I would play this one, see what
So,
happens. Especially, if I have Sephiroth palling around with me, following me around.
me and Sephiroth walking through
the desert,
jamming to hip hop to Chocobo.
Oh my god, not hip hop to Chocobo. No.
Getting down with the boys.
Just put Vincent in there and some Barrett, and we're all good. Oh, and Sid! Don't forget Sid.
We have to run into Sid in this game, right?
You have to run into Sid. I mean, like, we're missing Sid. We're technically missing Kai-Shi. We've seen Kai-Shi, but we don't have Kai-Shi.
Mm-hmm. Vincent could be a third game deal.
Yeah, because we technically have seen Yuffie. We just don't. Yuffie has not been obtained.
Yeah. And also, I guess Red 13 has not necessarily been a technical party member.
You're correct. But, like, we haven't even seen Sid because we haven't even left Midgar.
Right.
So, which, for the record...
Oh, we're going to get to go to the Gold Saucer.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I took down my Sid T sign from my kitchen when I was selling my house because I figured, like, having the word was probably not going to go over well in Alabama.
Yeah, most likely.
Like, well, I'll just take that down and my Majima we get on poster. Or we build. I don't remember what it was. Either way,
shame.
I took both of those down because I was like, that's probably not going to show well.
Yeah.
But they will go back up eventually.
They will.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm surprised they showed off more than I was anticipating because I figured it would be like, hey, we're making this and that's it. But I'm curious to see what they decide they want to do with it.
I mean, you're obviously super impressed by the, like, 20 seconds of Sephiroth following Cloud around.
Oh, you know it.
It's very,
you know it.
Very, very impressive. Very impressive.
But yeah, we'll be able to play that next year.
Maybe.
If all things work out with it. But that's going to do it for this episode. That's pretty much most of the stuff that's on this Wikipedia page and stuff that we remember. There's probably some other stuff as well that we're just like, well, blah, 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 blah. Because that's how our brains work.
Yep, basically.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's going to do it for us this week. If you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Jared and Now Watch. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, a critical analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Buy us a slice of pizza, get access to unedited versions of the podcast early, and a whole wealth of bonus content as well.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, it'll be the beginning of July. Maybe we'll talk about a K-drama, ? If you finish it.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
I know, you're working on it.
I'm about to finish episode 11.
Oh yeah, you should be good then.
Yeah.
Because there's only 16 eps.
Correct.
And the last episode is not an hour and a half like the other one was.
Oh, thank God.
So yeah, you should be good. So we'll probably talk about that next week, and yeah, we'll have played some the Somnium Files, and we'll start getting prepared to talk about that in the near future as well.
Woo!
Woohoo!